A small misunderstanding, or a case of blind justice.
A folktale from Ethiopia.
This case pitted the good widow Yemswitch against the good farmer Mulugeta, and was decided in the court of a judge known far and wide for his wisdom, Justice Yazoo Wolde Johannes. The widow Yemswitch had lost most of her hearing.
And then she lost most of her sheep. They had wandered off while she was washing clothes in the river, so of course she set out to find them.
She searched until she came to the farm of Mulugeta, who had just finished a day's plowing in his field. Perhaps he was thinking of the simple dinner he would fix for himself that evening.
Perhaps he was thinking of his wife, who had died many years before.
Or perhaps he was just too tired to think.
Just the facts, please.
Oh,
Sorry. Ato Mulugeta, have you seen my sheep anywhere?
Please understand that Mulugeta was also hard of hearing. In fact, he'd gone even more deaf than Yemswitch, so he always had to guess at what a person was saying. Since he had just come from working in his field, he guessed that the good widow was asking about his work.
Yes, Wizero Yemswitch, I worked very hard today.
And he pointed in the direction of his field.
Thank you, Ato Mulugeta. I will search over there, and if I find my sheep, you shall have one as a reward.
They bowed politely, and Yemswitch went looking for her sheep in that direction. As luck would have it, she found them in a grove near the field.
It is so good that I found you before dark, or the jackals surely would have. Oh, dear, my little lamb. Her leg is broken. I will give you as a reward to Ato Mulugeta. Perhaps he will make you into a fine stew.
She took her sheep home, picked up the lamb, and went to his house. He was preparing his own supper when she arrived.
Thank you, Ato Mulugeta. I found the sheep just where you said they would be. And I have brought you this little lamb as a reward.
Actually, Mulugeta heard nothing of what she had said, but he could see that the lamb's leg was injured. He thought that Yemswitch was accusing him of hurting the lamb.
Oh no! I would never hurt a little lamb. Why would I do that?
Yemswitch clearly heard the word no, and thought that Mulugeta wanted a better sheep for his reward.
You are a greedy man. All you did was point the direction. Now, you take this lamb, or none at all.
She tried to put the lamb in his arms, but he wouldn't take it.
I will not pay for this lamb. I had nothing to do with its injury.
What? You want a bigger sheep? Well, you're not going to get it. Take the lamb.
They fell to arguing and calling each other names.
Ooh, greedy one.
False accuser.
Scoundrel.
Mischief maker.
Of course, this made no difference at all, since neither one of them could hear a tenth of what the other was saying.
Lawyer.
Extortionist.
Storyteller.
They made so much noise that a policeman came along and insisted they go to a judge to settle their dispute. Justice Yazoo Wolde Johannes presiding.
He was a wise old judge who was famous throughout the land. But the truth is, he could hardly hear a word that was said, even when shouting.
The good news was that the man was nearly blind.
So he could not judge people by their looks.
Which made him a very fair judge.
The widow Yemswitch told her side of the case, holding the lamb in her arms.
You see, Your Honor, I was very generous with my reward. He's just being greedy.
Mulugeta then explained his side of the case at great length.
You see, Your Honor, I am a kind man. I would never hurt a little lamb. Besides, I was working in my field all day long. I never even saw this animal until she accused me.
I see.
Judge Yazoo could make out an old woman and an old man. The woman, he decided, was holding a child in his arms. He concluded that the man and the woman wanted a divorce.
And they wanted him to decide which one should keep the child. How many years have you been married?
Yemswitch, listening carefully, thought the judge had asked her how many sheep she had.
20, Your Honor.
At once, he reached his decision.
For shame. After 20 years, you still have not learned to live together. My decision is this. You must continue to live together and make a home for this little child. If you do not do this, I shall put you both in prison. That is all. Case dismissed.
Huh?
Officers of the court helped them understand the judge's decision.
But how can we live together?
We're not married.
Then you'd better get married. The judge will put you in prison if you do not carry out his order.
So, the widow Yemswitch
And the farmer, Mulugeta, were married that night. Since Yemswitch was a very good cook,
and Mulugeta was a very good farmer,
And since neither could hear what the other was saying,
they all lived happily ever after.
bye.